Good afternoon. Good afternoon. My name is Joanne Robinson, and I am the campaign chairperson for Citizens for Al Hofeld for State Senate.
All right.
On behalf of Al and his family, I'd like to thank you for joining us here today. And I know that we're going to have a successful campaign. When Al first called me and said he wanted to run for this office, I asked him, why? Why would you want to do this? And he said, I want to run because there are so many people in the 13th district who need help. And I know I can do more to help them. I'm sure you all heard the expression, you can lead, you can follow, or you can get out of the way. But before you can lead, you must first learn to follow. Al Hofeld Jr. has followed in the footsteps of many leaders all of his life. Leaders who have given their lives helping other people. Ladies and gentlemen, the metal has been forged, the clay has been molded, and the follower is now prepared to lead.
All right, indeed.
I don't know about you, but I am tired of politicians promising me everything just to get my vote. I don't know about you, but I am tired of recycling the same politicians who, once they're in office, do everything for themselves and nothing for me. I don't know if you feel the same way that I do, but I believe that it's time for some fresh, new faces in Illinois politics. New faces with fresh ideas and solutions. On Friday, scientists launched a rocket into the crater of the moon. We are here today to launch Al Hofeld Jr. into the crater of Illinois politics. I ask you to join me at this moment to welcome to this podium a new face in politics, a new leader, a man who should be and will be the next state senator of the 13th district, Al Hofeld Jr.
Thank you very, very much. It's wonderful to see you all here. I appreciate your coming out on this chilly Sunday afternoon to hear something about this little state Senate race on the south side of Chicago. For their support, for their understanding, for their hard work to date, I want to thank my wonderful campaign chairwoman, Joanne Robinson, who you just heard from. My mentor, Cliff Kelly, who's here today. And especially my family, my wife Allison and my children Hannah, Jonah, and Eden. I don't want to keep everybody too long this afternoon. I know everybody's got things to do, but I do have a story to tell. This is the first time I'm introducing myself to all of you, and I want to ask you to please bear with me. You know, wisdom has it that before you run for public office, you should know who you really are. You should know what you stand for in the core of your being. Otherwise, without that clear moral or spiritual center, without a genuine and deep commitment to public service, without your being rooted in a fundamental humility about yourself and what you can do, you easily lose sight of why you're running or why you were elected. And we in Illinois, as Joanne said, know all too well where that failure of vision and purpose leads. To the same old self-serving politicians, to arrogance, to the same old corruption, and to demoralized citizens with no faith in their government. But I say to you today, in all humility, that I've been blessed to know who I am, to live my core values for a long time. For almost 20 years, I've lived and worked full-time with the poor, with the homeless, those with HIV and AIDS, the innocent men on death row in Illinois, the men who were tortured by former police commander John Burge, county jail inmates who wanted their GED, public housing residents, and the honest families victimized by predatory mortgage lenders and facing foreclosure. My core values, my core experiences in life are three: compassion, a passion for justice, and effectiveness in advocating for justice, achieving it, not just talking about it. And these will also be my three guiding stars as your next state senator from the Illinois 13th Legislative District. I didn't just come to the south side of Chicago or to the 13th District. I came to the South Side in 1990, and members of my family long preceded me. My grandmother graduated from Hyde Park High School in the 1920s, and she lived in Hyde Park when my dad was born. I came here initially as a graduate student in theology at the Divinity School of the University of Chicago. And in Hyde Park, I found a community similar to Evanston, where I grew up. When I entered kindergarten in 1971, Evanston was a mixed-income, multiracial community with newly integrated public schools. Thanks to my parents' belief that equality was the wave of the future, they sent me to those public schools all the way through high school. So as a young boy, every day I rode the bus into the heart of the African-American community in Evanston to attend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Laboratory School. I had friends and played sports with kids, black and white, rich and poor, from North and South Evanston. At my high school graduation, I delivered a commencement address about Dr. King's dream. My speech talked about how Dr. King's beautiful dream, a dream that we learned to judge each other not by the color of our skin, but by the content of our character, had been realized to some extent in the community that was Evanston. And then at the age of 18, my life changed. I saw the movie Gandhi and then studied intensely his life's work and that of Dr. King. I was deeply moved. I heard what they had to say. I understood intuitively the sacrifices that they made. I felt the call to do God's will. They introduced me not just to a spiritual worldview, but also to the tradition of social and political activism rooted in faith and individual conscience. They guided me into a life of service to others, especially the poor. They gave me a clear vision of justice. When I came to the South Side in 1990, in the neighborhoods around Hyde Park, I saw the devastating effects of decades of racism and poverty. In those days, you'll remember, you could still see block after block of abandoned and decayed buildings, of smashed and burned out storefronts. The economics and social disintegration that I saw profoundly affected me, and I vowed then to work for change. I spent the next 5 years working with the homeless. I was a live-in staff person at St. Catherine Catholic Worker, a transitional shelter for homeless people with HIV or AIDS that was located at 65th and Maryland.